Hi everybody and welcome to End of the Day Beer Review. My name is Rich. Today we're going to be looking at Goose Island's Bourbon Barrel Stout and going to be following the journey that I started a couple of weeks ago with the 2017. We've looked at the 2018 and today we're going to look at the 2019. So this one's been aging for a while and I've taken it out of the fridge, brought the temperature up just a little bit. Now, I have to admit, from what I remember of the 2019, it was definitely not my favorite vintage. I thought the beer was a little harsh right off the bat. I thought it was a little bit boozier than I wanted, sort of too much of a burn as it went down. And this is a robust 14.7 ABV. This particular bottle was actually, let's see, it was bottled on September 14 of 2019. So with that, we're going to take a look at it. Now, I'm not even going to look, but I'm assuming that you're going to get those same sort of notes of chocolate, of the bourbon, maybe a hint of something else in there as we're going. So we'll take a look. Then we'll read the bottle, we'll see, you know, how the 2019 has aged. Now, quite honestly, so far everything I've put away has actually gotten a little bit better with age, and I've been very impressed. I thought the 17 was very good, the 18 was better than I remember, and I'm assuming the 19 will improve a bit also, using the proper glass for it. And let's see. Now, I will say this, as I pour it, definitely a little bit more of a head than what I got from the 2018. I still think the 2018 seemed a bit undercarbonated. Now the head is not lasting very long. It was a sort of a light caramel type of color. Oh, the nose on this is already coming up. You can definitely get those notes of bourbon. The beer itself has some pretty solid legs. It's clinging to that glass reasonably well, which I'm not surprised considering the high ABV on this beer. I'm also, you know, sort of impressed the lacing is also hanging out there. The nose, I'm definitely, the bourbon is the overwhelming aroma that I'm getting here. Getting some of those sort of chocolate notes that I'm used to, a little bit of that char from the barrel. So, I mean, the nose on this is excellent. In fact, to the best of my recollection, it's actually better than I remember it. All right. Most important thing, let's give it a taste. All right, you know what? I do think this has improved with age. And I know I said that with the last two, but I really was not expecting it with the 19 because the 19 was definitely not my favorite one. I still feel that burn going down as I'm drinking it, which again, not super surprised, but it's definitely not as smooth as the 18 and nowhere near as smooth as the 17. The 17 goes down and you don't even really know that you're drinking something that's got such a high ABV. What am I getting as far as flavors go? Yeah, the dominant flavor is that bourbon barrel. I'm getting that taste of bourbon right on top of the stout, which is very nice. There is sort of a background flavor, some chocolate, not a tremendous amount. A lot of char. I'm getting a lot of that sort of, I still think it's a little rough, quite frankly, compared to the 17 and 18. It's good, it's better than I remember it being, but I still don't think it is as well developed as the 17 or the 18. I mean, I think the 17 was fantastic. So there's definitely that burn as it goes down. It's not as smooth as the 17 or the 18, and quite frankly, I don't think it's as smooth as what I remember the 20 and the 21 being either. So as I look at this, this is definitely not the best vintage of Bourbon County that I've had. As we rank the flavors, there's the bourbon, there's some chocolate, definitely some of that char from the barrel. It's got a nice mouthfeel to it. It's got a nice lasting flavor. You know, the bourbon flavor is sticking around on my tongue. It's not thick, it's not syrupy, which you'd almost expect considering, you know, how dark this beer is. So, am I sad that I've put back about 6 more of these. Not really. I think it has gotten better than when I first purchased it. So, you know, it's definitely a better beer than it was. Do I think it's as good as the current Bourbon County? I don't. Do I think it's as good as the 20? Not really. The 18 definitely was the better one. And quite honestly, the 17 I found to be outstanding. I have 5 more bottles of the 17 that I plan to open as the years go, you know, next couple of years. And I have no doubt that that beer is going to develop into something spectacular. This is a good beer. It's a solid Bourbon County, but it's not the best vintage I've come across in the last, you know, 5 or 6 years. In fact, if anything, out of all of the Bourbon County stouts that I've had, and I'm just talking the bases here, the 17, the 18, the 19, the 20, the 21, this is still the weakest one. Still lacks, I think, the development. It still lacks the smoothness that you get in the other ones. It's a great beer, don't get me wrong. If I was given this, I would not turn my nose up to it. I will definitely finish this bottle. Although again, it's a slow sipper. It's not one of the ones that you're gonna finish quickly. But is it the same Bourbon County that you get from a 17? Absolutely not. The 17 is so much better. Is it as good as this year's 21? I think the 21 was better. I really do. So, you know, if you have a 19, it's not a bad time to open it. But don't expect, you know, if you didn't think the 19 was phenomenal when it was brand new, it's better now, but it has not developed into something completely different, something that, you know, is going to blow you away. Is it a good beer? It's a good beer. If it wasn't Goose Island, if it wasn't Bourbon County, I would probably be blown away by this. I would probably sit there and go, that's outstanding. Coming from the pedigree that it has from the Bourbon County line, I have to say, I think of all of the beers I've had by Bourbon County, including a lot of the variants, this is definitely the weakest offering I've seen in quite some time. And it didn't quite come up to the level of excellence that I expected when it came out, and it still really hasn't reached that point now. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. I will enjoy the rest of this as the night goes on. Please like, subscribe, comment below. I will also be putting this out on Instagram. Please follow us. It is End of the Day Beer Review on Instagram. And like, subscribe, and please comment below. I'd love to get into a conversation. If you've had a 19 recently, what do you think? Am I wrong? If I am, why? Please share your ideas. With that, have a good night. See you next episode.